I've also been on poetry for a while. I didn't have a kid though, but I put my first book together. Usually I do comedy poetry, but I figure for like a nice intimate crowd like this, I'll be more honest with my poetry for you. This is a poem I wrote like 2 and a bit years ago when I first fell in love. It's a really short one. The huntsman, it's called Yumi and Orion, because Oussuo means Orion, the constellation. The huntsman with bow and arrow, chasing the piece of legend. The hunter hit to catch his prey, yet now he stands gloriously, center stage amongst the stars. Underneath him we lie, and in your eyes I join the dots. How quietly you snuck up on me, how gloriously our love stands now. We look onwards to the stars. We are the things of legend, Yumi and Orion. So then, like about 6 months after writing that, she broke up with me. So I wrote this one. Which is also called Yumi and Orion.
Nice.
This is like a reply to that first one. When I was a kid, I used to stare at lights until they burned themselves into my mind. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. But when I opened them again, my mother would say, "Stop, or you'll get hurt." I didn't want to get hurt, so I stopped. I remember the first time I saw the stars. I mean, really saw the stars. In the middle of them all, Orion. A hunter so great that God gifted him eternity to watch over the beasts of the earth. So brave and majestic that I couldn't help but feel like prey. So beautiful that I stayed at him long enough that every star that made him up was burned into my mind, and even when the clouds rolled over, I could still see the hunter behind the skies. We were taught once in school that ancient civilizations use the stars to guide them. That they use the stars to understand their present and to see far into the future. That we are where we are because of the stars. I remember the first time you saw the stars. I mean, really saw the stars. I used your finger as a paintbrush and rearranged the chaotic universe into a painting. And in the middle of it all, Orion. His closest point, 243 light years away. And yet your eyes lit up like a supernova so bright that I became a deer in your starlight. And when I closed my eyes, I could still see yours. And when I opened them again, I could still see yours. And when the clouds rolled over, I could still see yours. I rearranged the chaotic universe over and over again, but every time the stars would just form your eyes. Even when I looked right at him, I couldn't see Orion. His majesty was drowned out by the light of your supernova. Your eyes were a painting so vivid that they told the story of the universe and still had words left to spare. Your supernova was so bright that it fused both our cores, and in that moment, our hearts formed a star. We were taught once in school that I am where I am because of the stars. That I could see my future in the stars. That a supernova only occurs when a star dies. When a star 243 light years away dies, it will take 243 years for us to see it happen. Even when I could see our stars bright as ever, I guess you could tell our constellation was incomplete. The gods only give eternity to those who can handle it. I stared at our star until I could see it long after it was gone. But I didn't want to get hurt, so I stopped. Even if it has been 243 years since I've seen your eyes, they're always there when I close mine. The chaotic universe forever rearranging long after it produced them.
Woo!
Yeah, you know. So this book is like a lot of like poems, but also some short prose pieces. So I thought I might read like one of the prose pieces. But like if it resonates, then it's poetry. So this one's called Petrichor. The rain still hasn't stopped. 3 days, 3 nights, and it still pours down. The novelty wore off on the first night after spending the day relishing how much you love the overcast and smell of Petrichor. A quick photo of a cup of coffee and some light reading to remind everyone that you're refined. Gray skies make everything prettier. The clothes you left hanging outside are probably going to have to be washed again, but not until they dry, if they dry. Your garden is funny, but that's alright. You were never that attached to your lavender patch. It was always a nice addition to your character. Ever since the grocery run in the morning after the rain started, you haven't really left the house. By the time you realized how hard it was to carry all you needed and an umbrella, you were already too soaked to consider trying it again the next day. The crystal windows of the city around you sparkle magnificently, their blue sheens highlighted by the dark skies. All the men inside scramble around, performing their routines, not noticing the skies falling down around them. Now all you do is stare longingly out the window, waiting for it all to end. You can leave whenever you want, but something about the thought just feels wrong, as if you're trying to avoid rapture. Thanks.
Woo!